Archangel Michael just whispered the final word for now. Tell them the wait wasn't punishment, it was protection, and now their release won't just bless them, it will redefine them. And it will, because you're not who you were 6 weeks ago, not even who you were 6 minutes ago. You're lighter, clearer, unstoppable, and finally ready. Your name is echoing through divine corridors right now. Heaven is no longer whispering about you, they're declaring loudly, boldly, powerfully, because the season of hiding has officially expired, the time for delay has collapsed, and the moment for divine unveiling has arrived. You feel it, don't you? The shift in your atmosphere, the tingling in your hands, the fire in your chest, that's not imagination, that's spiritual unlocking. Your future is folding forward one angelic code at a time, and here's what Archangel Michael needs you to understand right now. The pain you endured wasn't random, it was proof of your potential. It was confirmation that you were carrying a frequency most would never understand and many would try to destroy. But guess what? They failed. The spiritual attacks failed, the false friendships failed, the emotional manipulation failed, the slander, the witchcraft, the jealousy, all of it failed because you kept walking, kept loving, kept holding on to light in rooms full of shadows. And that makes you dangerous, dangerous to hell, dangerous to systems, dangerous to anyone who built their power on your silence. But you're not silent anymore, you're awakened, activated, aligned, and what's rising in you now will not be stopped, because this isn't just your comeback, this is your coronation. Heaven is not just giving you another chance, they're giving you a platform, not for clout, but for a purpose, so you can speak, so you can shine, so you can walk into dark places and watch chains shatter just because you entered. Your very existence has become a spiritual earthquake. That's why your sleep's been weird, that's why your body's been buzzing, that's why random memories are flooding back, not to hurt you, but to release you from every agreement your past tried to trap you in. It's time to forgive what broke you, not for them, but for you, so the final doors can fly open, so the final chains can fall off, so your full miracle can manifest. And baby, it's not just a blessing that's coming, it's a birthing. You're about to birth dreams you forgot you had, you're about to birth healing you never thought you'd feel, you're about to birth joy so loud that even your pain will have to sit down and shut up. This message was timed perfectly because if you had received this even 24 hours ago, you wouldn't have been ready. But now your soul is open, now your heart is soft, now your mind is clear enough to hear heaven, and heaven is saying, well done, you passed the test, now open your hands, we're about to fill them. And oh, how full they will be, full of divine love, full of supernatural favor, full of blessings you didn't even pray for. But God wrote them into your script before you were born because He knew how strong you'd have to be, He knew how loyal you'd stay even when abandoned, He knew you'd still choose light when life gave you every reason to turn bitter, and now the reward is coming. It's already forming in the unseen, people are speaking your name in rooms you've never entered. Opportunities are circling, waiting for the green light from God to land in your lap. Money, partnership, healing, laughter, love, all of it circling like a storm of glory, because when heaven delivers, it delivers heavy. You're not getting a sprinkle, you're getting an outpour, and the flood will begin with something small, familiar, divine, a sign, a dream, a message, a feeling in your gut that you can't explain. When that moment hits, don't run, receive it, sit in it, let it melt every old version of you that told you you weren't worthy of joy, let it dissolve every lie that said you were too late, let it ignite every part of you that still believes in magic, miracles, and mercy, because it's all coming, not one day, not someday, but now. And nothing, not time, not people, not fear can stop what God already signed. You are chosen, you are covered, you are crowned, and this time you're ready. Let them watch, let them whisper, let them wonder how you keep glowing after everything you faced. They'll never understand, you weren't built by the world, you were built by heaven, and heaven never loses. And now the reward is coming, it's already forming in the unseen. People are speaking your name in rooms you've never entered, opportunities are circling, waiting for the green light from God to land in your lap. Money, partnership, healing, laughter, love, all of it circling like a storm of glory, because when heaven delivers, it delivers heavy. You're not getting a sprinkle, you're getting an outpour, and the flood will begin with something small, familiar, divine, a sign, a dream, a message, a feeling in your gut that you can't explain. When that moment hits, don't run, receive it, sit in it, let it melt every old version of you that told you weren't worthy of joy, let it dissolve every lie that said you were too late, let it ignite every part of you that still believes in magic, miracles, and mercy, because it's all coming, not one day, not someday, but now. And nothing, not time, not people, not fear, can stop what God already signed. You are chosen, you are covered, you are crowned, and this time, you're ready. Let them watch, let them whisper, let them wonder how you keep glowing after everything you faced. They'll never understand, you weren't built by the world, you were built by heaven, and heaven never loses. The silence around you isn't empty, it's sacred, it's the sound of heaven organizing everything on your behalf. Archangel Michael is standing over timelines right now, bending them to make room for what's yours, and let me tell you something dangerous, when heaven starts rearranging time to bless you, no force on earth can delay you anymore. That feeling you've had all week, that something is coming, that something is off, you weren't wrong, you were early, early to the shift, early to the unlocking, early to a blessing that was always on its way but delayed so it could arrive with maximum fire. This is not a cute moment, this is a prophetic intersection. This is where everything God promised you starts standing up and saluting your obedience. You obeyed when no one watched, you forgave when no one deserved it, you kept moving when your soul wanted to die, and now heaven is moving for you. You don't have to chase the blessing, you are the blessing, and everything aligned with your light is about to find its way to your door, your name, your hands. Michael isn't just guarding you, he's announcing you. You've gone unnoticed for too long, and heaven says that's over. Get ready for divine exposure, not the kind that humiliates, but the kind that elevates, the kind that will lift your name into places where your face was once ignored. And people will say, "Who's she?" And angels will reply, "The one we waited for." This is what you were being prepared for, this is why they walked away, this is why you cried so long, this is why you had to be delayed, because if the blessing came too soon, it would have fallen into the wrong season with the wrong people and collapsed. But not now. Now you're ready, not perfect, but positioned, not flawless, but favored. And here's what's crazy, even your enemies are about to be used to elevate you. Yes, the very mouths that mocked you will be the microphones for your miracle. They're going to talk, but this time they'll talk about your breakthrough, they'll talk about your glow, they'll talk about how you just kept rising even when you had every reason to fold, and they'll never admit it, but they'll know it was God because your story doesn't make sense without Him. Michael says you're about to become a walking contradiction in the best way possible, blessed when they said you were cursed, promoted when they thought you were disqualified, loved when they swore you were unlovable. You are about to confuse every person who mistook your silence for weakness, and you won't have to say a word. Let your glow be your response. Let your peace be your proof. Let your joy be your justice. Heaven has already ruled in your favor, and now the court of earth must align. Prepare for surprise messages. Prepare for sudden releases. Prepare for rooms you didn't apply to. Prepare for wealth you didn't labor for. Prepare for favor that won't make logical sense, because this is where logic dies and miracles live, and your name has been stamped in miracle ink. You are about to be a case study in God's mercy. People will look at your life and learn what grace looks like. Your testimony will be so undeniable, it'll heal people you'll never even meet, because you weren't just rescued for yourself. You were rescued to remind others that God still saves, that Michael still fights, that angels still move, that prophecy still breathes, and that you are still the one. You never stop being the one, even when you forgot, even when you lost your way, even when you let people tell you who you weren't. God never changed his mind about you, and now you're about to see why. Let the storm pass, let the noise fade. Let the haters talk, because none of it matters. The only thing that matters now, you opened your heart long enough for God to land, and now that heaven has touched your name again, nothing, and I mean nothing, will ever be the same. And now, beloved, here we are, the final edge of this divine outpour. The wind around you isn't ordinary. The silence in your room isn't emptiness, it's glory settling into every crack of your atmosphere. Something has shifted, something irreversible. You're no longer who you were before this message started. Heaven didn't just send words, it sent activation. Archangel Michael is still here watching, protecting, radiating with joy, because you stayed, because you listened, because your spirit knew this wasn't just a message. This was a moment perfectly timed for your soul, a moment you'll look back on as the beginning of everything new. And now all heaven is asking is this: stay connected, stay covered, stay listening. These messages aren't random, they're lifelines. Heaven speaks through channels, through signs, through whispers in the night, and sometimes through pages just like this one. Don't vanish after hearing this, don't let this light dim again. The next word could carry your next miracle. Subscribe now, not to a feed, but to your calling, to the voice of heaven, to the divine rhythm that's finally moving in your favor. Stay close, stay open, stay aligned, because what's next will shake everything, and when it does, you won't need to shout, your peace will be loud enough. Michael is smiling now, God is pleased, and your name is still on fire.